When I was getting my MBA, I remember the miserable process of trying to figure out what to do. And now, more than 10 years later, I find that I'm helping students answer this exact question. How should I choose a career? What do you want from your career? You want something that's exciting, sexy, and will make you happy, right? Wrong. You want a career that's engaging. Why? Because humans are fundamentally problem-solving creatures. We start off this way and we never stop. My 2-year-old son solves puzzles like these. I can do them too, turns out. And my friends who are way smarter than me do puzzles like these. We derive fulfillment and happiness from the problems we choose to solve. So if you're an MBA, don't choose a job based on industry, coolness, or prestige. Choose a job based on the problems you will face and the tasks you will perform. There's a simple way to break this down. I call it the 2P framework. And the 2 Ps, product and process, will help you make sense of any post-MBA job. It works best for consulting, banking, or product management, but it also works for any career from accountant to zoologist. A product career refers to career paths for people who prefer to build for the long term and really own the projects that they're working on. I call this executive work because I'm envisioning a corporate executive who controls and develops a range of products over an extended period of time. Entry-level positions for corporate executive roles tend to focus on marketing and product management. And here I mean product management in the traditional sense, such as manager for a makeup product. Could also include less tangible products such as managing a medical devices app. Other classic product roles include product management, marketing, and sales manager. At most firms, the sales manager helps with the product development process by acting as the interface between the sales team, the product managers, and the customers. Finally, the ultimate product job is entrepreneur. To succeed, you must literally build a product or service that adds more value to customers than existing products or services. To do that, you must own and manage the product creation process. On the other hand, in process work, you're attracted to the job because you get to repeatedly solve new problems. Typically, these jobs relate to client work. Careers in consulting or investment banking can be more fast-paced than traditional corporate positions. They typically allow you to solve more problems than in an equivalent corporate position. However, all of this may come at a high cost to some people. In process work, you never really own your product. You consult, you hand it back to your client, and you move on. Other process positions include working for a marketing agency, that is, doing marketing on a client basis, doing enterprise sales work, and doing classic professions such as lawyer, accountant, doctor, or professor. Let's use investment banking as an example. IB comes down firmly on the process side because iBankers work directly for clients to either facilitate the process of buying or selling companies. The tasks involved in banking include modeling, modeling corporate revenues in Excel. iBanking also requires a good deal of sales, presentation, and PowerPoint-related tasks. Contrary to popular myths that no one likes banking and just does it for the money, I know a number of bankers that really love their work. They love numbers and they love sales, indicating that they're high on process and they thrive in the particular environment of pitching, packaging, and selling firms. Let's take another example. A friend of mine used to be a senior editor at a major national newspaper. This is a strongly process-oriented job with repeated job elements such as story selection, data analytics, headline writing, managing staff, and crafting ongoing strategies to increase readership. This was his dream job. He'd been working at this for nearly 2 decades. The problem was that the ongoing process work left him unable to look forward to a long-term goal. This left him feeling uninspired and depleted. So he decided to look for a new position where he could own and develop a product over the long term. After a hard-fought job search, he moved to a position at a major tech firm where he was responsible for consumer content products. The bulk of the work was the same as at his previous job. He did story selection, data analytics, headline writing, and he managed his team. The differences came with his long-term ownership of the customers that use his firm's content. One of his primary goals is to retain customers and drive them toward revenue-generating products. The long-term ownership of the tech company's products work brought him out of his career doldrums faster than you can say, talking snow monkey. How about my own career experiences? My first job after college was as a marketing associate for a large travel-oriented tech company. The job was a classic entry-level product management position. I managed an email newsletter and a few other things. Nothing sexy. Pretty cool though. And I did things that I typically love, such as writing, data analytics, product design, and owning the long-term metrics and growth. In some ways, this was a dream job. I'd wanted to be a tech executive. My preferred industry was travel. This was cool. But it left me feeling like this. Fast forward 15 years, and I find myself professoring for a living. Some of the tasks are the same, like writing and data analytics. Others are different, such as PowerPoint presentations, lesson plans, and grading. Like the client work found in accounting, medicine, or law, my current work is cyclical. In this metaphor, my students and my classes are my clients, and the work comes through cyclically on a semester basis. At this point, you may say, Dave, you're a strategy professor. That's not even a real job. You're certainly not qualified to give out career advice. You'd be correct. But let me give out some career advice based not on any academic expertise, but on a lot of random life experiences and job experiences that I've had that mostly didn't work out well. In retrospect, I realized that I loved all of the process jobs that I'd held in the past. These included waiting tables, tutoring, coaching a swim team back in high school, and working as a video editor in the middle of my career for a news show. Looking back, this made me realize I was a process person. I like the excitement and challenge of a fresh set of problems to solve. With that said, let's answer the question that you came here for. How would you react if you were transformed into a fish? Apparently, this is an actual interview question used to test creative thinking. But in all seriousness, if you're like the MBA students I know, the actual question you want to hear is, should I go into consulting? Consulting is not just for people who like jargon. It's a strongly process-oriented job that allows consultants to repeatedly solve problems for clients relatively early on in their careers. This allows you to develop business skills through repeated exposure. That's why consulting is often recommended for career switchers. It allows you to develop a new skill set quickly. However, this doesn't work for all career switchers. The positive elements of consulting come at a cost. If you're a consultant, you never own the projects that you're working on. You work to solve a problem or develop a product, and then bam, the engagement ends, the client takes back the product, and you parachute into another client. To people who are naturally consultants, this is a blessing, as it allows them to skip over this dirty implementation phase. But if you're the kind of person who wants that satisfaction of long-term product development, growth, and success, this is likely to be less than satisfying for you. The job also requires a lot of travel. Duh. But the travel is symptomatic of something. It's symptomatic of the lack of ownership of the products that you're working on. You're always working for the client on their turf and on their terms. The question over whether or not you should go into consulting reminds me of a story a friend told me. She's a senior product manager for a collection of well-known consumer tech products at Gugazan Corporation. She was hiring for a post-MBA position on her team. The role was for a product manager for, again, a well-known consumer tech product that you know of and probably use. After a long search, she gave an offer to Zach, who came to her and told her that actually he had two offers, one on her team and the other at the prestigious McBain consulting group. He was torn about what he should do. She said, first of all, congrats on getting two dream job offers. That's fantastic. But it's a straightforward question. Either you want to build stuff yourself, in which case you should accept the product manager position, or you want to tell other people how to build stuff, in which case you should accept the consulting job. It's not that hard. What Zach ultimately did isn't relevant here. What is relevant is that if you're lucky enough to have such clear job opportunities, you'll need to know whether you want to build and own your own products, or more frequently and iteratively help your clients build their products. The last consulting question that I hear is, what happens if consulting doesn't work out? I can leave, right? To some extent, yeah. It's not a black and white decision to enter a product or process job. In fact, many jobs combine elements of both, such as internal consulting or a management rotation program. Ultimately, it's a free country. Here's the good news. Sure, getting into the right position with the right fit for you after your MBA, that's going to accelerate your career and reduce long-term frustration. However, there are some notable synergies between product and process jobs that you can take advantage of throughout your career. If you're slogging out your career at McBain Consulting Group and you want out, then it's possible to switch into a standard business track role such as product manager, whether at a client firm or at another major corporation. Bankers can move into an executive role within their firm, managing a product or a division. Enterprise sales managers can move back and forth into sales under the right conditions. And finally, business professors are able to move into any number of product development roles. That's all for now. If this video has struck a chord with you, please leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.